Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to our QPR Career Mode. I want to start by saying sorry, obviously, for the last weekend not having an episode. Obviously, working around my full-time job and the Easter weekend, I just didn't find time to be able to film. So instead, I'm afraid there was a slight delay on it, but we're going to get today's episode up and ready, and it's hopefully going to be the finish of, or the finale of season number 2, and we can get ready for season number 3. Now this season, as you can see just on the screen there, we are currently sitting in a healthy mid-table finish, and we do have 5 games left of the season. So the plan is going to be to get the 5 games done today. It might mean we have to sim 1 or 2 of those games, as I did mention previously. We're going to be playing against City, we're going to be playing against Fulham. I think we're then going to have to sim against Newcastle and Southampton, and then we'll play the Chelsea game. And that'll be so we can get through this whole season, finish it today, because normally I've got about time to film 3 games. If we're going to go through 5, there's going to have to be a couple of sims. My apologies. But with all that said and done, let's get into it and let's try and finish this season off with a flourish. And let's go. Let's just get it done. Let's get into the season. Let's get into today's episode. Go on, you ass. Okay, you can see the team we're going for here. Jan Sommer in goal. McCallum, Lopez, Dickey and Ozzy are our back 4. Amos at DM. Then we've got Johansson and Masengo at centre mids. Coles on the left, Campbell on the right, and Trossard up top today. Let's go for it, boys. Let's hope and pray for a big result. I don't know what it is, but I really do like seeing us at the Current Prince. I like starting off at the Current Prince for an episode, and that's what we're doing today. And it focusing there on Tyreese Campbell. One of the biggest question marks of this season. Is he staying? Is he going? Are we replacing him, or are we happy with him? 4 goals in his last 3 indicates he's been definitely turning that form around recently, and we've got to hope that form continues today against a very tricky Manchester City. So I think what we have to do here is just try and start well, try and start strong, and just go for it. We just got to go for it. Come on, you ass. Tyreese here. Lovely run here. Going to try and play it through to Trossard. Well defended. They sort of tripped up over themselves a tad there in the middle of the Man City midfield. But yeah, we've got to just try and start on the front foot. Trossard there with a good chance through to from a through ball straight from Campbell, but the pass just wasn't quite there. Oh, they're knocking it around really nicely here. Lopez is going to get in the way of Ferran Torres. Very well done there from Lopez, because it wasn't an easy one to stop, because there were a couple of City players coming through and it could have been problematic, but thankfully bit of passing play and we've managed to pull this forward, and now maybe we can counter a tad here. Nathan Ake is going to get caught out by Trossard. Trossard just going to keep running forward. Look at that run at the back post. We're going to try and find Tyreese. It's a good header away. It's well cleared. Man City edge of the box here. It's laid back to Cancelo. Ozzy Kakai comes out. There we go. Lovely stuff. Really asserting his dominance as the best fullback on the pitch, obviously. Masengo now going to work his way forward here. João Cancelo just kind of perfectly blocking our options there. I had to then try and play it into Laporte. I maybe should have just taken my time, stopped it, turned around and then gone, but didn't really work out for me. Oh, just got past me there. This is going to be a bit of a tricky one. Dickey does well to stop that cross from going all the way across there to Torres, but it's played around on the edge of this box really nicely. Lopez now having to come out and close down. Gundogan going to bring it forward. Amos doesn't get there. Lovely effort. I don't know what part of England I'm from now. Lovely effort there from De Bruyne, but thankfully just wide of the post. Hit that side netting. Jan Sommer was not going to get there, but thankfully the ball didn't find the back of the net anyway. Our first real warning signs as Man City played a really nice bit of football there, but thankfully it didn't find its way in. Lovely bit of rotation here. Masengo on the ball. Masengo going to try and look up. I wanted it all the way to Trossard, but Masengo's done really well there. It's dropped to Tyreese Campbell, who's going to finesse it on his left. That is a fantastic save from Edison. Really lucky to kind of find that play and have a chance on target there. Lovely save from Edison. It has to be said, that really was a very good stop from the keeper. We are going to whip this one in there. We're going to aim up to McCallum. McCallum's got a bit of a free header, and it's just over the bar. I don't think Edison makes any contact with it. He doesn't. That was very close. McCallum just sort of found that space out of nothing, and that very easily could have been 1-0. Sterling with the ball plays it across to, I'm not even sure who that is. That might be Ferran Torres. Whoever it is, that's a hell of a finish. That's just absolutely lasered into that side netting there. It's Jesus. Of course, Jesus is playing right wing in this, and Ferran Torres is down the middle. That really was a fantastic strike. I can't take anything away from that finish. I'll be interested to see how well I think someone maybe could have saved it. But it's a lovely pass there, simple stuff. He's just hit it so quickly. Sommer doesn't really dive with his hands. Does that make sense? He's just taken a touch there, lumped it, and look, Sommer doesn't... that's so... His arm animation's weird, but it's frustrating. It's a lovely finish. It's kind of come a little bit out of nothing. I would say that it's been relatively evens in that both sides have had maybe a chance but nothing like too crazy. So it's a little bit, not out of the blue, but I think 0-0 at half-time was sort of shaping up to be what I expected to happen. So it's a shame that we've conceded. There's still a little bit of time on the clock. We'll stick with this now as we have a free kick here. Johansson going to lay it to Trossard. Amos, lovely turn, but then does turn into trouble. And it's going to be City probably with the last chance of the first half here, unless I can win it off of them. Doesn't look like I can. They've played it forward really nicely here to Ferran Torres, who's just going to run it wide and then run it backwards, and that's surely half-time. It is. So we do go in at the break 1-0 down, which again is very unfortunate, is very frustrating, as 0-0 seemed like a fair sort of first half result, but it's not always how it happens, and it is going to be 1-0 at the break. You can see neither side with a particularly high goal expectancy, neither of us hitting one. In regards to changes, I'm going to do my sort of usual here, or what's becoming my usual, and bring on El Basir. I think at some point I'm going to move Campbell to striker and then bring on Chrissy Willock. But I think outside of that for now, we're going to stick with this as it is. We're going to crack on, and we're going to see if this, basically same 11 apart from obviously El Basir coming on, can go out and try and just get our footing back in the game and hopefully get a relatively speedy response. That would be ideal. El Basir plays it in here. Lovely pass. Trossard doesn't quite get that turn. I think that's Gundogan who has made an incredible last-ditch tackle there. Trossard just couldn't quite turn his man quite quickly enough. But that really was a fantastic tackle from Ilkay Gundogan. That was the epitome of last-ditch defending, and it was done very well. Oh, this is not ideal at all here. Lovely bit of play again from City. Simple pass through. Very, very good save there from Sommer. Sadly, though, I've kind of given the ball straight back to them. McCallum can't clear it, and it does go over the bar there with a chance from Jesus this time. Mate, a very, very good stop from Sommer on that initial one. That could have been problematic. The ball has gone off, though, which does mean my change is going to happen. I've done exactly what I said I was going to do. Campbell has moved to striker, and then we've brought off Trossard and brought on Chris Willock. Hopefully, just a little bit of change. Just, you know, fresh legs, slightly quicker striker, and maybe that'll make the difference. I can see they've brought on Ben Yedder for Ferran Torres. So maybe not as quick, but just as ratty. But hold on a second here. A little bit of a chance for us. Masengo is going to turn and find Willock. Willock just does get closed down quite quickly. But Masengo, again, recycling it here. Amos going to have to go all the way down here to El Basir. Lovely pass into Campbell. Oh, his first touch lets him down just a little bit there. Better first touch, and maybe he has a chance to turn and shoot. Sadly, another chance wasted, though. Great tackle, and we've got a ball and a chance here. Chris Willock going to have to cut it back. It's going to, oh, I was going to say it's going to fall to Campbell, and if it did, that's 1-1. The pass didn't quite have enough on it. I maybe should have done like an R1, like a driven pass there, but the pass just didn't have enough welly on it. I thought it would be fine, but I think because Willock is sort of turning away and facing the other way, the power on it just doesn't quite match what I wanted. And now we've got a bit of a chance as they push forward here. João Cancelo on the ball. Masengo and Ozzy struggling between them to get the ball off them. And Dickey does knock it out for a corner. Man City probably going to make a change here. And you know what? I think I have to match that. I think I have to bring on some fresh legs here. And we're going to go with Ilias at central mid. Or is... Oh, I'm going to go Ilias centre mid. I know it's a little bit out there. I know it's a little bit different. But my main thought process here is fresh legs in the middle, but also someone a little bit more creative. I love Luke Amos, absolute baller. Glad to see he's starting to get minutes finally in the first team IRL as well. But yeah, I think just some fresh legs and a little bit more creativity in regards to a FIFA's term, with a bit more of an attacking player. And before we can have any impact in that sense, it is going to be 2-0. That looks like Casemiro. I actually have no idea who that is. It's not. It's Herrera. It's 2-0, and it's... yeah, it's not great. It's not a great outlook for us here. This was always going to be a tough game. This is a game that was always going to be difficult. But the space, the pass into, I think it's Laporte that's number 14. And then Herrera just taps it away. And yeah, it's very unlikely we're going to get back, especially if we keep losing possession like that. But all we can do is try. All we can do is fight to the 90th minute and give it a bloody good go. Another very smart through ball. It's a chip from Sterling. It's going to be 3-0. That is game, set and match. We have been put to the sword here from Man City. They have played very, very well. That is a perfect through ball from De Bruyne, and the chip is also very, very good. It's 3-0, and we have, as I said, we've been put to the sword. It's been a, I'm going to say a slightly rude awakening. I mean, I don't think we expected to come out here and throttle City, but yeah, it's a wake-up call. Lovely chance here to maybe get one back here. Tyreese Campbell is through on goal. Can he find Isaac Coles across? He can. Isaac Coles is going to score. I don't think at this point it's any more than a consolation. We'll get the ball regardless. We'll take it to that centre spot and we'll try and get ourselves back into it. Lovely ball from Willock through to Campbell. Campbell does really, really well to just stay ahead of the man. Coles does well to get into the right position. And then it's a cheeky, sweaty goal. But yeah, it's, again, as I said, probably no more than a consolation. I mean, I say that. Tyreese Campbell now. I say that. And all of a sudden it's 3-2, 5 minutes on the clock. It's going to be tricky to get too much from this. We've got to get the ball back quickly, and we've got to try and score very quickly. Got to get that ball off of City and hopefully make a third. This has sort of come out of nowhere. Obviously a sweaty goal, and then tackling them from their centre, taking it forward and getting a chance ourselves. There's only a couple of minutes on the clock. What we'll do is we'll just commentate this out for the rest of the game now and see if we can maybe get anything. We've got to get the ball if we're going to stand half a chance. There's not going to be an acre of added time. It's going to be 2 minutes. I need to get this quickly. I can't even get it off him. Mahrez dinks it in. Ilias Chair heads it away. Campbell can't quite get to the ball. That's going to be time surely there. Ref is going to blow his whistle. It wouldn't let me change player either, which is very frustrating. But yeah, that's surely now that I've got the ball, it's going to be full time. That's such a shame, man. Realistically, after going 3-0 down, as I said, I didn't expect to get anything from it. But 2 very quick goals right at the end. I don't know if it's maybe tired legs in the defence maybe made a difference. But Tyrus Campbell with 2 chances to run clean through. One he finished himself, one he laid off to our man Coles. But has to be said, I think that game was ahead of us against us. We couldn't get ourselves into it. Man City, I think, deserved the 3 points. And the 2 goals did end up just being consolations in the end, which is obviously a shame. However, that game is done, dusted. We move on to a big derby game up against Fulham. That loss thankfully doesn't see us drop down particularly. West Ham still with a game to play, but even if they win that, we still stay ahead of them. All we can really do now is just make sure this game against Fulham is a game that we get 3 points from. I think they're stuck in the bottom 3. Oh, they are down. Fulham are already down. There's no way they can get to 35 points. Realistically, with 4 games left, oh, actually, no, Watford have got 5 games left. Watford can make it out. If Watford lose their next game, which is up against Crystal Palace, or if Wolves win, which is up against Villa, then they're down. Watford physically need to win. West Brom and Fulham both already relegated, but Watford need to win, and they need Wolves to keep losing. But less about worrying about what the other teams are doing. We've got Fulham. I'm going to get the team ready. We're going to go up against it. Regardless of whether they're down in 20th place, derby days are always derby days. Let's give it our all. Well, you can see the lineup I've gotten with the exact same 11, apart from Dykes up top instead of Trossard. I feel like Trossard didn't get particularly involved in the last game, so I just want to see if Linden can maybe get a little bit more involved this time. Obviously, it's a very different outlet playing against Man City and playing against Fulham, but just thought it was worth making that change because I'm still not fully decided on our striker or attacking option for next season. So let's see if this helps us make one. Back-to-back games at the Kine Prince, but the weather this time out is much nicer. Up against, as I say, a derby in Fulham. And, you know, I always enjoy watching these derby games in real life. Obviously, in recent times, they've not been the best outcome for a QPR fan, but you can't beat a derby day. The hype, the excitement at the ground, whether you're home or away, it's always top-notch. So, you know, hopefully we can live up to that today and provide a good old game, a good old entertaining fixture. Let's go for it, boys. Let's really push those 3 points. Let's try and secure some points before the end of the season. Oh, that is a lovely ball through here. And Isaac Coles, with a little bit of space, he's going to have to let it across to Linden, who is currently injured, by the way. He finds himself Tyreese Campbell, who finds the back of the net. That is a bit of a naff attempt at a save, I think, there from Rodak. However, I'll tell you what that isn't. That is not a naff setup or build-up. That play was beautiful. The ball from McCallum was perfect for Lopez. Lopez has done so well to get that, run it across there, play it across to Linden. Linden unselfishly lays it up to Tyreese, and that is terrible from Rodak. I assumed initially that Tyreese was going to aim it to the corner because that's what I've tried to do. But yeah, Rodak has had an absolute stinker. It's gone just above him. And now, 14 and 34, although that's not a tremendous return for the whole season, considering that's like 5 or 6 now in 5, it's not bad, is it? Isaac Coles bringing this ball forward here. Going to see the run from Campbell just beginning. And you know what? That ball is perfect. Tyreese Campbell across to Lyndon Dykes. Oh, Lyndon's first touch lets him down. That is such a shame because that play was incredible. And it was, again, Coles switching it inside to one of the other two, them laying it off, and it would have been perfection. If Dykes could have just controlled that a little bit better, that would have been a beautiful second goal. Fulham with the ball in the box here. Lovely bit of play. That little quick snapshot from Kearney could have been terrible for us. That's Wilson. That's not Kearney, is it? Well done, Tom. From Wilson. Could have been terrible. He's just hit it first time. Thankfully, it's quite near to Sommer, and thankfully Sommer does manage to just sort of palm it away there. But he does go out for a corner, so the troubles aren't really done yet. And that's a lovely chest there from Amos to lay it off to Campbell as we try and bring this away now. And Dykes, the ball just isn't one from Dykes there. It's already seeming to me, with a bad sort of touch there that could have been a goal and a couple of stinky passes. Not feeling Dykes right now, I'm not going to lie to you. Johansson going to look up and play a beautiful ball there to Isaac Coles. Isaac Coles has only got one thing he needs to do, and that is lay it across there to Tyreese Campbell. That is beautiful play. That ball from Johansson is absolutely perfect. It is just perfectly weighted, perfectly placed. Isaac Coles is rapid and gets onto that. I could just see on the mini-map that there were a couple of dots on the far-hand side. Like you can see, I think it's Adarabioyo in there, just keeping Isaac Coles perfectly on side. And it was simple from there. Another sweaty goal, but you know what? I ain't mad. If you're watching that in real life and you see us sweat that across and we tap it in to make it 2-0 against Fulham, you're going to be gassed. You're not going to complain about it being sweaty. Lovely stuff there. 2-0, and we're in the driving seat right now, and it's a good place to be in. This is a very good response after going 3-0 down against City. I mean, obviously, we lost it 3-2 in the end, but after going 3-0 down in the game, to go 2-0 up in the following game is a very good response. And that there is going to be half-time as well. And at the break, I'm very happy with how this has gone. I think the boys have played very, very well. I think we're looking good. I think we're playing some good football. And, you know, we've got the scoreline that really helps prove that as well. I think the change we're going to make here at half-time is going to be... I think I'm going to bring on Ilias. I'm going to move Tyreese to striker. I didn't really enjoy using Linden at all, I'll be honest with you. And he was somebody that not too long ago I said maybe I was underusing. But yeah, I think it's time to just throw Campbell up there. 86 rated with the form and everything. Ilias on a +3, so playing as a 79. Didn't really get much of a chance and was played out of position in the last game, so I want to give him a bit of a chance actually playing that right forward role. Again, this is a kind of time right now where mid-table is secured. Obviously, we know we're not going down. We're not really pushing for Europe, I don't think. So let's just give a couple of players a couple of chances and see what we have in preparation for next season. Players maybe that we are in need of offloading, and players that we can go, you know what, we can use them next season. This is the perfect time to really try that out. And I know what else this is perfect time to do. This would be a perfect time to get a third. Tyreese Campbell, unselfishly, it's another sweaty goal. It's basically a carbon copy of what we've just done. And Ilias Chair has been on the pitch for a matter of minutes and has found the back of the net. Again, it's sweaty. I do apologise, but I also don't apologise. It's 3-0. We're playing really, really well, and it's up against Fulham right now, giving these players a good chance to go out there and, like I say, almost like express themselves, really show that next season they can stay here and that they're players we know we can trust and use. And at the moment, every player that's stepped foot on the pitch today has shown something, some more than others, but there's a lot of players really playing well today. Two of them on your screen right now in Coles and Campbell. They have both been in firing form in the last couple of games. Plenty of goals, plenty of assists between them. And just some very nice football. They're both playing really well. You're absolutely kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me. I was almost kind of not paying attention to what was going on. And then all of a sudden, it's just bounced off of Lopez. And how that's gone in, I don't know. That is absolutely mental. It's just gone backwards. It's been played forward. Lopez has done nothing. And that from Sommer is a joke. Why is Sommer even jumping like that? As soon as it pings like that, you'd assume Sommer just stands his ground. I'm beyond baffled. I'm beyond baffled. It's a really, really terrible goal to concede. But the clean sheet's gone. It's 3-1. And yeah, we kind of just have to forget and move on from that. Oh, they've got the ball forward here. Got to be careful. Don't want to start conceding late goals. Obviously, we managed to score a couple in the last one. The last thing I want to do now is start conceding anymore. But now what we're going to do is I had made a change. I made two, in fact. Rob Dickey going off for Jimmy Dunn. And Johansson going off for El Basia. Just two changes that I think again, Jimmy Dunn, beast in real life, probably our best defender at the moment in real life, sorry. But yeah, just I want him on, and again, I love him as a third choice. I'm a huge fan of Jimmy Dunn. He is somebody that, for me, does have that real life bias of somebody that I'm keeping hold of because I love how good he is IRL, and I'm such a big fan of his. Hold that thought for 1 second. Would have been a lovely hat-trick there for Campbell, but it's a very good save from Rodak. And again, the Elba series, a change that, as you guys know, I'm making a lot recently. He's somebody that I think has got good potential to be a rotation. He's only 68 rated, it's the slight stinker problem. And for us to really push on and up in this career mode, we need players that are going to be higher rated. But then again, Johansson isn't massively higher rated than he is. So that's probably just that the central mid position needs a bit of a buff. Across the board here. Oh, Elbasir was nearly through. The ball from Campbell was just a little bit too heavy. Or Elbasir was just a little bit too slow, whichever way you want to look at it. But yeah, that would have been fantastic. That would have been a lovely chance there to secure a fourth. And it would have been a great time for Elbasir as well. Would love to see him on the score sheet. Aussie with a bit of space to run into on this right-hand side here. Ilyascher just inside there. Tyreese Campbell, however, going to be the option. Tyrese on his left foot. Lovely effort. Rodak having a stinker. Tyrese having a dream day at the office here. Gets his third, secures the hat-trick, gets that match ball. Tyreese Campbell is a man in form right now. That is, I think, nearly 10 goals in about 6, 7 games. He's having a fantastic run of form. So massive fair play to him. That means that now nearly half the goals he has scored this season have come in like the last 13 or 14 games, considering he's played about 35 now. That really is a fantastic turn of form for Tyreese, and I think we've now just found the best way to use him, ensuring we cut in on that left foot, ensuring that if he's on the right hand side that we utilise the fact that he can cut in and finish on that left, but concentrating on getting him in the right spaces and having the right people around him as well. Isaac Coles and Tyreese Campbell are really starting to form a nice little partnership here, and it's really starting to work well. And that is a derby tackle if ever I've seen one, and I think it's going to be a down to 10 men situation here for Fulham, because that tackle was terrible on Coles, and I think Tete is going to see red here. He does, and Fulham are down to 10 on derby day. Kenny Tete getting sent off. Simple as that. It's pretty much now we just see this game out. One last chance maybe before this game is done. Isaac Coles on the ball. Tries to lay it off to Tyrus Campbell. It's not going to get there. But this is going to be the final chance of whatever happens here. 3 minutes added on. Mainly probably because of the goals and then the red card. No real big injuries or anything. But thankfully, we have really turned up today. The own goal was unlucky. I feel like Sommer could have done better. I'm not entirely sure why Lopez didn't really have an animation and he kind of just stood there and let the ball hit him. It was a bit of a weird one. But yeah, thankfully today we are going to come away with 3 very, very big points. Obviously, it's always nice to win a derby anyway. But yeah, that's a very impressive way to do it. I'm really, really chuffed with the boys. Hat-trick for Campbell. As I said, I am over the moon with that. This man's performances recently have been incredible. He's really stepped it up a gear. And basically, maybe sit there and think, do we have to keep Tyreese? If he's in this kind of form next season, yes, we do. Simple as that. Yes, we do. Huge result. 4-1. Over the moon, boys. Well, the win again, Caesars in 12th. I have a very sneaking suspicion that 12th is probably going to be where we roughly end up. I feel like 3 episodes in a row, despite form, wins, losses, draws, whatever, 12th have been where we're at, regardless. But the next 2 games are both going to be simmed. There'll be games, if I really feel like I need to, I will jump into. But just because, again, I'm thinking of time, just because, again, this is going to be a very long episode. This is going to take me about 2 hours to film. I just need to probably sim them both. But regardless, next game's Newcastle. Let's get to that game. Before we get there, we can have a little look at our youth system here. Ethan Pratt doing exactly what we want him to do, and that is slowly but surely going up in rating. He is definitely going to get a loan move out next season. I think the best thing we can really do is keep him in the youth system for now, keep him developing, because I think is that the physicality stats take longer to improve. And if you're in the youth system, they do go up a little bit quicker. I don't know if that's true, but that is something that I heard before. So I'm assuming that it might be the truth. I'm acting as if it is. Keep him there till next season and then call him up and get him immediately tried to loan out. Same with Himarana Manga. He is now 17 as well. So again, keep him in the youth system as long as I can and then get him loaned out for next season. If Jamie Gray is old enough to be called up by next season, I'll do the same thing with him, call him up and then get him straight loaned out. I think we've got some very good potential youth players. They're ones that aren't going to get into the team this season. They're ones that might potentially make rotation next season. it's time to tell. Ethan Pratt, I think, is a really, really good possibility for a rotation fullback. He's got 5-star weak foot, so I can play him at left and right back, and that's one of the first things we're going to do is train him to become a left back. In fact, I might even do that now. How long will it take for him to become a left back? 2 weeks. I'm going to train him to become a left back. Then he has it. I'll train him to go back to a right back, and then we'll put him back on the drill. I think that makes most sense because then he can play at both. He's 5-star weak foot. It's a dub. Okay, going back to the first lineup that we had here up against Newcastle. It's a 5 at the back. It's a tricky one, but we're going to jump in. We're going to do the usual. We're going to sim it for, I say the usual. The usual for sims is what I mean. We're going to watch it as it goes through, and obviously if we need to jump in, we can, but I'll show you guys any highlights that we get. Come on, boys, can they do it without me? I have the faith in them. They've been playing really well recently. Well, that was a fantastic start. Would have been even better if it found the back of the net. But Isaac Coles with a really, really good effort. But Darlow making a very good save. The ball's still alive here from this corner, by the way. Can we maybe make anything from it? I'll stay with this until a chance happens. It's just over the bar, I think, there. But it was also offside. Really good start, though. Very positive. After having such a positive start, we do actually go 1-0 down. Dwight Gale, with the second time of asking, finds the back of the net. Someone made a good save to start off with, but sadly looks like he pushed it into a bit of a bad position. And Dwight Gale chased it up, found the back of the net, and we do go 1-0 down. And again, it seems really against the run of play because we started so well. And then it goes from bad to worse. Dwight Gale with a second goal, 2-0 down. And it's fallen apart here, boys. It's fallen apart. The boys started so positively. If we just made the most of those chances, I think it's a completely different game. Well, there we have half-time, 2-0 down, and yeah, not going great at all. Somebody who's having apparently a bit of a stinker today is Aussie. Aussie apparently is having a bit of a mare. So I'm going to take him off. Going to bring on Hamer, who can play left and right back. Only got that 3-star weak foot, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, we'll throw him on and give him half a chance. I think outside of that, we just stick with the same team. I don't think there's anything really to be gained from changing this up right now. So I won't. We'll stick with the same squad and hope that they can get themselves out of this mess. Because they played well at the start. But the ratings would suggest otherwise. But they played well at the start of the game. It's just all gone a little bit wrong. Just like that, it's 3-0. I think what we're going to do here, boys, is I think we just have to take it as it comes. 4-1. Terrible, terrible result. Again, huge shame after the way we played. I would have hoped that the form I'd managed to get the team into would have powered us through, but it hasn't. We've lost that one. Again, sadly that's going to happen with Simon, but sadly I kind of have to get through the series today. And would you believe it? We're still in 12th place. Nothing has changed. It is what it is. Again, it feels like a bit of a weird petering out of the season, but that's kind of because it is a little bit, and I'm really sorry about that. But let's get the season done, because the most exciting thing will be the start of next season. There's a lot to go through. There's a lot of fun to be had. Okay, two really big things to pay attention to here. I don't know if you saw that. Brentford winning the FA Cup. Fair bloody play to them. That's massive. That's crazy news. And almost just as crazy, we're in 13th, boys. We've gone down a place. West Ham have played an extra game. A win here against Southampton, and we do go back up to 12th. So what I'm going to say is, if things aren't looking great against Southampton, I will jump in. And this time around, it's not as surprising, but Tyreese Campbell has been named the Premier League Player of the Month. And again, this time around, it's not as surprising because he had a fantastic April. So well done to him. Let's power through to Southampton. I'll get the team ready, and we'll discuss what I'm going to do. Okay, sticking with the formation because it's really been working for us since the change. But Willett comes in at right forward. Campbell goes in at striker. Trossard makes his way to the bench. Let's go for it. Let's see if these boys can just do better than last time. I feel like the last game was a shame to have lost the way that we did. But again, sometimes that's going to happen. Hopefully, though, we can turn it around this time, get the form back in. But if I need to jump in, I will. Although it's going to make the episode a long old episode. If I need to jump in, I will. That was almost a terrible start. Just again, every time we start playing well, there's not been loads of chances, but we've had the ball in their half for so long, and then they end up scoring. It's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Oh, good effort. Nearly a quick response there from Tyreese Campbell. It's a good save in the end from, I don't even know then, Uga-chan? I'm not a keeper I'm familiar with, I won't lie to you. But a good chance here It's not worked out. You know what? You know what? We're going to jump in. Let's not bottle our infamous 12th place here. Let's just jump in. Let's try and help out. Really good chance immediately here. Tyreese Campbell turns, gets it onto his left. Going to hit it just across the goal. Sadly, it's all the way across the goal. Doesn't find that side netting. But a good chance immediately jumping in. Chance here. Campbell going to lay it off to Coles. Coles going to just have to hit it, sadly. Ward-Prowse gets there with the tackle before the shot can really be made. And that's going to be half-time. It's 1-0, as we know. And it's a frustrating place. Again, in the sim, we started so well. But it hasn't fallen our way. They literally were ahead of every single stat there, which is terrible news. I think we just stick with the same team. I think this is the team that can potentially get us out of it. Changes for the second half partway through, but I don't think for the start. I think for the start, we stick with the same team. Everyone seems pretty good stamina. And let's give it another chance. Let's go for it, boys. Real good chance here as Ayew brings it forward. Ozzy does really well to stop the cross. It doesn't quite go out the box, though. And Lopez with a very, very good stop. That was a very good chance there for Sunderland to make it 2-0. That would have been terrible. And Tyrese sadly misses that ball through. And we just concede possession again. Teres Campbell going to bring this ball forward now. Tyreese just going to have a shot from range. It's hit by the second man. It somehow made it past the first man, which is who I thought it was going to hit. But we're not creating enough. We're not really giving ourselves enough of an opportunity to actually get back into this game at all. And the way they're knocking it about is incredibly impressive. Gineppo now on the ball. Ozzy's got a man to deal with here. Masengo has got to try and get there to help out. And he does do pretty well here. And now he's taken the ball off the fullback. The fullback is going to be out of position. But it doesn't matter. I want to say it's Lamina that's come across there. But hold on a second. As Chris Willock has a chance to power through. Chris Willock. Oh, I couldn't quite get ahead of the man. Now, there is actually a change queued up. And Willock is actually on his way off the pitch. And it's for Trossard. Would Trossard have potentially had enough pace to have made it through that? Campbell definitely would have done. But it was Willock that was found central. It was Willock that was found on the ball and with the chance. And maybe again here, just can't break down this back two. They have been fantastic. Bednarek and Stevens, they've been phenomenal. Willock still on the pitch because the ball is still yet to leave the pitch for those changes to be made. But Masengo now going to bring this ball forward. Masengo just powering forward here. Plays it into Tyrese, who is onside. Teres Campbell hits the first man. I shouldn't have shot there. That's on me. I've taken a snapshot. I've seen a chance to shoot and I've taken it and messed it up. And it's 1-0 and 12th place is gone. We haven't got 12th place anymore. We might get it back with the last game of the season, possibly. But yeah, that's one to kind of forget about. Obviously, I did sim it, which is where I conceded. It probably would have been 0-0 if I played the whole time, but it happens. Well, we know we can't fall below 13th place, regardless of what happens in the last game of the season, which is up against Chelsea, another West London derby. But it's still possible to get to 12th. West Ham need to lose or to not win for us to do that, but who knows? We'll see. Regardless, let's get to that last game of the season. Let's round up season number 2. Okay, up against Chelsea here. One of the toughest teams to play against in career modes because they do run a 5 at the back, and it is a nightmare at times to play against. One thing worth noting, Lyndon Dykes starting today. He did specifically ask to play, and I will play him. But there's no Trossard on the bench. There's no Willock on the bench. I have brought in Charlie Austin and Albert Edoma. 63 and 57 rated, respectively. It's going to be their last time at the club. And for me, they're two recent club legends. Edoma's been at the club for less than 2 seasons, and I think he's secured himself as a legendary player spot. Just because who he is, the way he loves the club, he is a big fan of us. And Charlie Austin, I don't even think we need to talk about why he's a legend at the club, because he just is. So, given those two run out today in their last game for us, as both of them, their contracts are running up at the end of the season, and neither will be rejoining us for next season. So, yeah, let's get into it. It's going to be a tough game. Let's just give it our all. We do finish the season away from home. We are playing at Stamford Bridge for the final game of the season. No home game for us today, although we've played at home a lot. We played the first 2 games at home, so it is what it is. But yeah, the fans filling the stadium, as you can see. Barely any of them wearing shirts, apparently, and yet nearly all of them wearing shirts as they're in the ground. Good stuff, EA. But another rainy day, and it's a rainy day to finish up the season. It's Chelsea versus QPR at Stamford Bridge. It's going to be a tough one. It's always a tough one against Chelsea. And, yeah, all we can do is hope and pray we come away today with something. 3 points would be great, because 3 points could see us back into the almighty promised land of 12th place. Time to find out. Let's go. Johansson going to lay it forward here to Amos. This is exactly the kind of counter I'm talking about. As Amos plays it through to Tyreese Campbell. Reece James is going to get there. I kind of wanted to be able to turn on my left foot anyway, and I think I'd have struggled to do that up against James. So that would have been tricky, but James did very well to get back there. That counter, though, was fantastic. The ball from Amos was great. Campbell would have been through. It's a close one. It's a good early warning sign for us. Corner here to Chelsea. Going to probably play it short, which they do. Hakim Ziyech takes it past one. Oh, Campbell doesn't get the ball in there. Ziyech plays it back. It's going to Goretzka. Thankfully, it's a very good block there from Ozzy Kakai. Can I get this header? I wanted it back to the keeper so we could pick it up, but McCallum's going to get it and we'll play it out. But yeah, thankfully, we defended that quite well, actually, I think. Tyreese Campbell lays it across here to Isaac Coles. Isaac Coles with players to beat, but they're running into each other. Oh, mate, Aspi was just about in the way there. That would have been fantastic because the two centre-backs, or two of the three, just ran into each other. That would have been great for us. Half-time, it's 0-0. It's been a little bit of a stodgy game, I guess is the way I'd describe it. Not really too much going on. No real big threat apart from that Pulisic one where he's chipped it. Outside of that, it's been a very flat game. Spurs currently holding against West Ham, so they're doing us a favour. We've got to do our bit, though, and find the back of the net. And I hate to be that guy, but I don't think it's going to happen because that's what's going on there. Combined pace, I think they're nearly the same pace as Tyreese Campbell. I think Campbell's a bit quicker than them combined. But I'm a man of my word. I want to give them both minutes. Neither of them have played in such a long time, and they're both finishing up their careers with us. So let's give them 45 minutes. Let's do it for the culture. Albert Edoma, Charlie Austin, I bloody love you both. Enjoy your last game, lads. Luke Amos going to bring this forward here. Albert Edoma sat quite centrally in front of him. Going to play it to Uncle Albert. Oh, it's a good tackle. Wasn't a great touch, but he's 57 rated. Allow him. So cross in here from Chelsea. Sommer, though, equal to it. Going to just pluck that one easily out the sky and maybe give us a chance to counter. No, this is the kind of pass that's happening a lot. We're getting a lot of passes like that, like little through balls that are quite simple. They just aren't finding the man. They're knocking this around really nicely. Ziyech is going to look out wide and find Aspi. Aspi's going to try and get it in there. It's a good block there from McCallum, but Ziyech brings it down. I was already trying to match the run there with Johansson and get that ball as it landed, but Ziyech had none of it. And I think it was Kante. I've already forgot who took the shot. It was Kante, who's just come on, by the way. He's not even in starting 11. Lukaku coming on for Pulisic. They're not even starting him in career mode. Mental. But Sommer equal to the cross as it comes in there. Play it out. Johansson decided he wanted it. Definitely not throwing it to you, mate, but okay. Good bit of play here. Lukaku plays it inside. Ziyech with the first shot. Werner with the tap-in. It's going to be 1-0. It's a disappointing way to concede in the end because I don't think we played badly. Werner sprinting to Tuchel. No, thank you. But yeah, that is... that's frustrating. It's frustrating because Sommer's facing the wrong way as he dives to that as well. That's not great. But yeah, Timo Werner, who's apparently great according to EA, is going to put Chelsea 1-0 up. With 10 minutes to go, it's a shame. I thought we were going to maybe just hold our own. Oh, another good chance, and that's going to be 2-0. Lukaku's been on the pitch for a matter of minutes and makes it 2-0. And that is... it's frustrating. You can't blame the subs I've made at that point. That's just poor defending and very good attacking. But 2-0, it's fallen apart. Looks like this could be one of, if not the last chance of the game. Ziyech going to try and whip it in there. Lopez is going to get it away. Austin's going to lose possession. And that's going to be full time. That is the end of our second season, our first season in the Prem. Bit of a bad run of form for the last game of the season. You know, it didn't really work out for us. I think we had one win in the 5 games today, which just isn't ideal, is it? It's just not gone our way. But, you know, we sit mid-table. It wasn't our best game, but I think if you look the season in whole, we did all right. Well, there we have it. 13th place was our final position that we finished in the league. Just while I see it and while I think about it, I'm just going to go and confirm this position change for Ethan Pratt and then convert him straight back because I'd like him to primarily be a right back, but he has got the option of being a left back as well. But yeah, that's the season done. As you can see, and as I said, Dykes did ask to play, and we played him. 141, just short of £1 million into the club, which is obviously a fantastic financial boost. You can see we did make some healthy profits this season. Total expenses in regards to actual transfer fees were 35.16 million is what we'd spent. In regards to any transfers out was 7.45, so not loads in regards to sales compared to purchases in. About a 28-ish million pound net spend. But yeah, I think honestly, the best thing we can do for next season is hope that some of this profit that we have made this year gets thrown onto us next season, because we need to make some signings. Before I do that, I'm going to have a little look through and see if there's any players that are going to be running out of contract for next season. For those who don't necessarily know how to do that, really good way of doing it is if I change my managed scout and I relocate him to a bigger league, shall I say. So for example, let's learn how to press the buttons, Tom. Good start. Let's say I go and throw somebody in Spain. I've already got Theo Little in England. I'll relocate Lewis McGregor to, I'm going to say, France. And then let's send Elias Isaacson. I'll send him to Germany. So it means I'm missing out on the Italian league, but I'm covering 4 of what I would consider the big 5 leagues. And then what I need to do is set, not by going off that screen, set one of the instructions to a first team quality player with less than a year in his contract. So that's what we're going to do. But that's all done now. You can see our manager rating. I'll have a quick look at that. 94 total. We did all of the confidence ratings one. The only thing we haven't done was the signing youth players. I think we signed a defender, midfielder, forward. I don't think we signed a goalkeeper. I also didn't really scout goalkeeper, so that's on me. But we did the other stuff. 5 streaks without defeat. We did 10 as our highest, which is fantastic. Avoided relegation, made it to the round of 16, and then we did go out on that one. And then finished mid-table within 2, and we did that this season, so that's fantastic. I didn't sell, well, actually, I did sell 2 players and sign a crucial player, and I finished the season. Oh, I didn't finish the season without any unspent transfer budget. That's the only thing I didn't do. But realistically, I don't think that's the end of the world. I don't think that's a problem. But that's the season done. We have done well according to the board. It's time to start season number 3. Season number 2, I think, went better than expected. Season number 3, there's still plenty of space for improvement. Let's find out how much money we got. Okay, it's time to find out. Let's go to that office. Let's see. I'm hoping it's going to be at least like... I'm hoping for at least like 50 or so. We get 30. Oh, I won't lie to you. I am a little bit disappointed. I am a little bit disappointed with 30. That's such a shame. That is such a shame. But rather than sitting and sulking, what I am going to do is I'm going to go through my squad. We're going to have a little look at who I plan on selling and give you guys an idea of positions we potentially need to get players in for. Okay, first up, Archer staying transfer listed. He is going to make his way out of the club for sure. I'm tempted to loan out Serrano. My issue with doing that is I then don't have many options. I kind of think it's time to sell Sommer. I think he's going to really go down quickly this season. So I'm tempted to say that we sell Sommer and bring in a new keeper. The issue that's going to give us really is... I mean, we can potentially get 10 mil, but to bring in a keeper anywhere near that quality is going to be expensive if you want a younger keeper. So that's something we really do have to think about. Cartwright is going to be loan listed. I think it's time to sell Johan Barbe. I think we're going to sell Barbe. I don't think we're going to use him. Masterson is also going. I think we're also going to transfer list Ben Wells. 23, still only 59 rated. I don't think he's going to cut it for us. Moses Adebayo. Love the guy. Really, really do. But I think we're going to sell him. I think we're going to have our new rotation fullback to bring in our youngster. I think it's time to sell Johansson. He's retiring at the end of the season anyway, but I think we are going to transfer list him. When Dazelle is back, I think it's time to sell Dazelle as well. Sam Field, another player in real life I absolutely love, but it's just not happening. I think it's time to sell him because he's not going to get minutes for us. Faisal Batach, he is joining Vizela on loan as the transfer window starts. George Thomas staying on the transfer list. Albert Edoma, his contract does expire this season, but as I said, he will be going this season, whether we sadly end up cancelling his contract or what, just because the money he's on for 56 rated just isn't it for us. Duke McKenna is going out on loan again. Slater going out on loan. Ahmed is going to, I think Ahmed is possibly going to go out on loan. Shadipo is joining, I think, on a permanent as the window opens. I'm tempted to say we sell Trossard. I think Trossard could be a player we sell to bring in some money. Along with Lyndon Dykes. I think we transfer list Lyndon Dykes and I think we transfer list Trossard. Let me know your thoughts on those. Because that's up for discussion. That is one of these things that is up for debate. Charlie Austin, again, contract is expiring this season. But he, and I forgot to do it for Edoma, are both getting transfer listed. That sort of finale to last season was their last time with us. Teres Campbell, obviously, I think it's sort of been decided that he is going to stay. He has been nothing short of incredible since his turnaround of form. It is worth noting he is worth quite a bit of money, £55 million. It means that we could have clubs coming in for sort of offers of up to 60-70 million pounds. So it's worth thinking about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode here. Off camera, I'm going to do what I did last season and do a bunch of youth scouting, look through youth players, but I won't sign anyone until the next episode. But it's worth noting for the team, if you want to give us some suggestions in the comment section down below, we're going to need a new forward of some sort. It's likely going to be a right forward or a striker or somebody like Campbell that can do both, because Campbell has started to really pull his finger out and play pretty well as a striker as well. We need another centre mid. Somebody's got to come in and replace Johansson. I think they do have to be a central midfielder rather than a CDM would be preferable. And I think we need a new keeper. Those are the 3 starting positions I would like to try and find somebody for in the team. Is a new goalkeeper, a new central midfielder, and then a new striker slash right wing slash right forward kind of player. And then it's going to be about looking at rotation, looking at players to bring in as rotation options, potentially a rotation forward as well, potentially a rotation DM, as we have a rotation centre mid, but not a DM. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below with your suggestions. Thank you so much for love and support in this series. Even now when there's been slower uploads and stuff, the support has been fantastic. So thank you so much. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do leave a like on the video. It supports me, the video, the channel, and the series out a whole bunch. If you're new, hit that sub button and turn notifications on to be told any time that we upload a video. If you want to catch on the live streams, it's Hursty Games over on Twitch. But for now, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I will see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. In a bit, guys.
Name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, or say hello. Entertain, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'ma read it slow. Hursty Games, yeah, you already know. Hursty Games, gonna hurt for days. I'll burst into flames. I'll enter the maze, enter in tane. I'm gonna make it rain. He's kicking and he's taking names. The one streamer who will never bore me. QPR, S8 to glory. Career on the mode, reading a story. Heaven not hell, no purgatory. Hursty Games, now his name is Thomas. No tank engine, yeah, I promise. His streams are bomb. Tomic with his bald head, Wallace and Gromit. Hursty Games, burst into flames, enter in tane, enter the maze, gonna make it rain. He's kicking, taking names. Hursty Games, Yo, JHG, subscribe to Hursty Games.